Page 4, Cello Tune. This is a sight reading piece, so really the idea is for you to sit down and try and play it at sight without practicing, just play it. So try that before you listen to this video. So do it on your own first, see what you can do. And then after you've sight read it and you've had that experience, then you can go back if you want and actually start learning it and practicing it. That's when you can come to the video. 4/4 time, 2 sharps. We're in the key of D major or B minor. Well, let's look around. Now, look at the end. Last measure you hear? Sounds like D major to me. Right hand first. We got 2 voices going on in the right hand. You have, see the whole note? That's 1 voice. It's tied to the next measure. You're going to hold that down for 8 counts. Then the half note, that's the other voice. Even though there's 2 notes there, when they're touching like that, or almost touching, they should be touching. You play them at the same time. They represent 2 voices, 2 people playing or singing the same note for 2 beats. So the top voice is 1, 2, the second finger on the F sharp, 2, there, that's the top voice. If you put the voices together, all you're doing is holding the D down. 1, 2. Throughout the whole thing, and then you can go up. I do a 2, 3. It's up to you on what you do. And then a 1, 3. Hold the G down, like so. The idea is I want to connect this bottom voice. And that's the fingering I would use there, so that's the fingering I'm using here. So it's here, and then here. Hold the G down, like so. That's the first line. Second line, 2, 4, F, A sharp. Here, and then 2. If you don't want a thumb on the F sharp, your hands don't fit up here, then you're going to have to do a 3, 4 here. And then a 2, 1, and then a 1, a 2, and then a 2, thumb on the A, 3, 2, 4, or a 1, 4, and a 2, 5. Now if your thumb fits, then use the fingering they've got. If you can get your hand up in here okay, then you don't need that fingering. You just use this one, and up here. It just falls under the hands really nicely. If you can do that, that's what I recommend. Otherwise, you got to use that other fingering I was showing you. Left hand. They're starting out thumb here. You can start second finger if you'd rather and do a 3, 1. If you don't want to put a thumb on that. But I recommend the fingering in the book if you can. And then you lift up. Your fingering is fine. And then second line, that's an F sharp. Now in the second line, if you don't want a thumb on the F sharp, you have your second finger, and then 3, 4, 5, and thumb. It's a little tricky here. I'm going to use the fingering in the book for the most part, but if you have to make the adjustments, take a pencil and you write them in and stick with them. So here, it's here. 2. The trick is holding down all the notes, the right notes at the right time. And you try and sight read that. Good luck. If you can sight read that and hold all those notes down the correct length of time, you're doing very well, really. Watch the slurs. Now we got slurs in both hands, and they may not necessarily be the same. So like at the beginning, you're connecting all this in both hands. Then you can lift up. Both hands have start anew. And then the right hand lifts up, but not the left hand. And then you lift up. Then the right hand. So lift up on the slurs where you're supposed to. Then add the dynamics. It's sort of everything. All of this. Even the left hand is a melody. So I can't say bring out anything in particular. Just play it all about the same. You're starting out moderately soft. I don't know, moderately. Whatever you think sort of soft is. Now here, the second two measures of the first line, you have that swell. Get a little louder. Here, that's where you're headed. The first note of the last measure, to here, think that. A little louder to here. Now it doesn't tell you how much to swell, so I recommend you only go up to maybe a medium loud. Don't get really loud. And then in the second line, now you're medium loud. The last two measures, second line, you have a diminuendo, so you're going to gradually get softer all the way down to soft. Like so. There's also a rallentando there. You see the R-A-L-L above it, so you're going to slow down a little bit. Like so. The speed is largo, which is slow. Not very slow like the previous one, but slow. Nice. It's not exactly a party song, but you get the idea. But again, you get to know the piece well enough that you can feel these dynamics. So you're not thinking about fingering the notes. That's where the dynamics really come in. I'd like to play it with you slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do the dynamics. And we'll probably take it about as speed it should go too, because it is a slow piece. I'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2. 2. 2. 2.